Hello. Hello everyone, it's me. I am not normally nervous about these things because normally I'm like, right, I need to wait for someone to come on. But today, it's just me. So I have no one else to rely on apart from myself and my lip gloss. Is anyone going to join me? I would love it if you did. I don't know if anybody saw or joined Najwa's 888 healing this morning, but it was amazing. And there's going to be lots of throat clearing for me today because, hi, someone's here. I've got a friend. Hi. Who's here? Can I see who you are? Ah, Orshi. Yay, you came. She came. Yeah, there's lots of like, yoo-hoo, there, I'm here. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be lots of throat clearing today because of, can you hear me okay, by the way? Because I've just realised I haven't got my headphones on. Shall I put them on? Or can you hear me? I'm going to try and put them on anyway because, you know, sometimes there's like background music. Can you hear me now? Oh, they've connected. Right, I'm taking these out. Why do I look different? Do you know, quite a few people have been saying that to me recently, and I don't know what it is. I don't know, maybe it's the quantum. So yeah, Orshi, it's clear, good. Did either of you two join Najwa's thing this morning? Her portal, her healing portal for the Lionsgate. It was amazing. I've got my own new energy. Yeah, maybe. I've got my citrine that I used this morning. It was amazing. So good. Yeah, do you feel maybe when I was sitting down, because normally I don't have to do the homework for these things. I normally give other people homework to do. And I was sitting down thinking about my journey for this live, and I was thinking like my energy is totally different to, well, it's definitely different to how it was when I first started this journey, which was a long time ago. Oh, the throat. Is this my throat chakra because I'm like nervous about being on here, or is it, can we blame it on Lionsgate? Let's blame it on Lionsgate. I'm going to do some clearing tonight, don't worry. Yay, Neve, hi. Oh my gosh, how special. This space is so special. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm focusing on me. I know, yeah, I'm really awkward. Normally I'm just like, oh yeah, it's totally fine and cool. And it's really interesting and amazing that Orshi's on today because I had never ever been or done a live or anything until we got asked to do it by Najwa. Najwa kind of like put people in pairs of like people whose energy matched, and we did some lives to showcase what we do. And Orshi and I were put together, and luckily we live really close to each other, so we thought, right, we're going to do it in person. And the circus is all I can describe it of before us going on a live was absolutely insane. Neither of us, we were both scared, neither of us wanted to do it. And yeah, I mean, Orshi basically had to force me to do it. But now I'm on here every single Thursday, bip, 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 pressing the button. Quite a few things go wrong, but you know, we roll with that. And that's just testament to this journey and to being in the quantum flame healing energy, I think. I know, look at me now. I feel like you need to tell people how bad I was because I was so bad. Like, we would have the camera and everything set up, or we'd have something that we were going to talk about, and we'd be like, no, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. And it was just, honestly, it was literally like a circus. And now, yeah, I'm a little bit nervous today because it's just about me. Oh, really? That's really cool that you felt a connection from that. Yeah, that's cool. And it is really interesting how when people's energies get together, then you can kind of be drawn into that. And I feel like that's what Najwa and Emma have. They have this energy where they literally like bounce off each other, and it's exciting, but you feel safe and secure at the same time. And I think that's what drew me in to quantum flame healing, because I was looking back thinking, how did I get into it? I knew that I got into it because of belief coding, and belief coding kind of just was in my face all the time, like everywhere I looked. Instagram, Facebook, and I never really went on Facebook at that time, but it was everywhere and it kept coming up, and I was like, no, no, no. And then I did it and I thought, gosh, I must have been quite far on my belief coding journey before I picked up quantum flame healing. But actually, when I was looking at the dates, I joined belief coding in May, and I also joined quantum flame healing in May. So that's May 2023. Can't believe it. It's so weird. I feel like I've been doing this forever, but I haven't. But yeah, it was definitely Najwa and Emma's energy that just pulled me in and pulled me towards it. And the me that you're looking at now is nowhere near. I would absolutely nowhere. I would not be doing this. There's no chance. So yeah, that's really interesting. And by the way, if anyone's got any questions, that would really help me out. But yeah, what the other things that I was going to talk about is just how different I am having the access to the quantum energy and being able to use that and harness it and integrate it. Now it's just part of my everyday life. Like there's not a day that goes by when I don't talk about it, or I'm not connecting to it, or I'm not connecting to somebody in the community. And before I was on this journey, I can only really describe myself as broken. And it's really sad actually thinking about how I was before, because in my late 20s, mid 20s, late 20s, I think that's when I got all of my confidence back. You know, when we're children, we have confidence, we get it knocked out of us, and then we have to build it up. Oh, good question. I'll answer that in a sec. Yeah, we have to build it back up. And then in my 20s, I was really, really super, super, super confident. And I knew who I was and what I wanted to do, which goes in nicely with Neve's question, what did you do professionally before quantum flame healing? And I was a personal assistant, and I started off in fashion, worked my way through fashion, and started working for ultra high net worths and then celebrities, and I just was working my way up this corporate ladder. And then when you become a senior celebrity personal assistant, and it's not anything bad. Well, it kind of is a little bit, but what I'm trying to say is that they want you all of the time. They want you 24/7. They know it's not an option. So I was literally living this life where I was at the beck and call of other people, putting all of their needs before mine, which is fine because I like that. I like giving a service. I like helping people. Like that's what lights me up. That's what I really enjoy doing, but not in this way. So yeah, so I was working for them, working 24/7, even the weekends, and I just hit absolute massive burnout. And people talk about burnout, and I was like, do I have it? Don't I have it? Do I have it? Don't I have it? And I think you have it when you're in that situation, and then you keep going and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going until you physically cannot go anymore. And so I'd got to the point where I was crying like minimum 8 times a day. Anything would set me off. I was crying in the shower. I would, like anything, if anyone talked to me about anything, I was taking it as an attack, because I was so used to not being attacked, but being like, have you done this? One of this, I want this, I want this. Everything's fast paced. And I've got 2 small children. And one weekend I had a work call on the weekend. So I go to my office, I'm on my phone, that my daughter is trying to get into the room because it's the weekend, like it's supposed to be family time, right? She's crying, trying to get out into the room. I'm physically pushing her out of the room. I'm crying because she's crying, because I don't want to be doing this. And I kind of had this out of body experience. And I was like, what is this? This isn't my life. And then I thought, okay, this is the job. Got another job, and guess what? It wasn't the job. It's just that doing that, being a celebrity PA and being at people's beck and call 24/7, 24 hours, 7 days a week, was not fulfilling for me anymore. And I couldn't, in the masculine, exactly. It was just go, 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 go. And it's really hard to explain the job because they're not trying to abuse you, and you have to be strong in your boundaries. But also, if you're the PA and you're like the senior PA, everything comes to you. Every single thing comes to you. It doesn't go to them. It filters through you. So even if you're on holiday, I still had to work. So I haven't had, well, I have now, but before I left, I hadn't had a proper holiday. It's expected, yeah, for so long. So no wonder I burnt out, no wonder. So no wonder I was a shell of a person when I found Belief Coding, Quantum Flame Healing. And yeah, I just fell in love with the energy. And when you're asking, Holly, what was your first Quantum Flame Healing session like? That is just a perfect question, because I am so lucky that my first session was with Najwa, and I was one of the people that, I think you were as well, Holly, actually. I was one of the people that was picked when they do it live, and it was absolutely insane. It was just incredible. And from that moment, yeah, you were as well. Isn't that amazing? Gosh, this is really tricky, because every time I get someone on, I'm like, and can you just explain to people who haven't had a quantum flame healing session what it's like? And now I'm being asked to do that, and it's actually really hard to explain it as someone who's received it as opposed to someone who's giving it. And it felt like I was being held in loving energy, and I was able to just let go and let things in. And the most incredible thing, and I'm so lucky that it was Najwa who did my first ever session, because I got so many visions. I got a higher self through. I got, it's incredible that I can remember it so vividly, even though it was over a year ago. And I always say this lady's name wrong, so apologies, but I got Sekhmet, the ancient Egyptian goddess with the cat head. She came through. Wow, I've just had an epiphany. She came through on my first ever session, and then I went through all of the rest. My higher self was me, older me, and more recently, Sekhmet, oh sorry guys, she's come through and she's taken over, and she's now my higher self again. So it's like full circle a year later. Amazing. So yeah, I did have a lot of visions through there, and I did get messages as well. I got a message from my granddad, which is really interesting because they're amazing. Because when I was growing up, my granddad was, I'm from Yorkshire, and he's like a typical Yorkshire man, and don't talk about your feelings. He rarely said a word, and when he did say something, everybody listened because it was something really important when he did speak. But he was one of those guys that just sat there in the corner. He was like the rock of our family, but didn't say much. So I didn't associate him with being spiritual. And that's on my dad's side, whereas my mum's side, my grandma on my mum's side, who many of you will have heard me talk about before, she's really spiritual, and that's where I get my inspiration from. My dad's side, they're not spiritual at all. They're proper Yorkshire, don't talk about feelings, all of that kind of stuff. So for my granddad to come through and give me that message was like taking your breath away. And that's the thing with quantum flame healing. You just have to release and just accept what comes through, because everything that's coming through that's the message. And I've had so many times, so for example, when we were doing our when we were getting attuned, we were doing our attunements, and you get a symbol when you're doing your attunement. You get your own symbol. And when I got my symbol, I was like, is this my symbol? Like, I don't really want this symbol, it's a bit shit. And yeah, but I was arguing with my higher self, and they're just like, that's it, that's your symbol. And so it's interesting, because when you're in the quantum and you're being given these messages, maybe you can challenge it. Maybe you can see, is this actually the message for me? Because I did that, and guess what? It was. So it's much easier just to accept and believe than argue with your higher selves who are telling you, no, that's your freaking symbol. But anyway, I'm glad that it's my symbol now. So don't worry, you're not going to get a symbol that doesn't mean anything to you, because my symbol means so much to me. It's connected with the Lyrians, who I feel really connected to. It's connected to the cats, and I have Semket all the time, and Bastet. And I have a lion that always accompanies my higher self, whoever it is. So my sign is very linked to them. What else can I talk about? Well, I was just going to talk, I have made a few notes, and I was going to say about how, so I've talked about how I was emotionally before within my career, and then kind of like, I mean, this is a bit of a bold statement, but quantum flame healing has kind of like saved me. And also with my kids. So I don't know if it's because I was in that masculine energy and I was in that high stressed, well, it definitely was, client sessions, thank you. That I was in that high stressed state, but I used to be such, like, I had no patience for my kids at all. I was so angry all the time. Anything would set me off, and I had no patience for them. Like, if they spilt something, I'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing? Why have you spilt that? Come on, rush, rush, rush." And I guess that's being in the masculine energy again. And now I have so much more compassion for them. I have so much more time for them. I can stand back and I can look at things from other people's perspectives. And when you're in talking about that and linking in Neve's questions about my client sessions, when you're connecting with the quantum energy and your energy is different, you're behaving different and you're turning up different and you're more open, I find that I'm now more open to receiving messages and receiving energy for, like, not receiving, reading energy on behalf of other people. So it's helped me loads. I do tarot as well, so it's helped me loads with my tarot because it's opened me up so much, and it's quicker. Like, the quantum flame healing energy is quicker. I've done Reiki, and the Reiki energy is beautiful and gorgeous and wonderful and works, but the quantum flame energy is rapid. It's insane. It's rapid and gentle, which is really hard to describe. But yeah, when you talk about my client sessions, clearing my throat, they're just so beautiful. Who should I talk about? I've got this one lady. This is actually probably not the most important, but the person who's in need of quantum flame healing. And I've known her for many years, and she has rheumatoid arthritis. So she has on steroids. Yeah, I always say it's like Reiki on crack, quantum flame healing. Yes, my client, so she has rheumatoid arthritis. She has 2 small children, and she is very busy. So she's a psychologist, I think, children's psychologist. So she's a very busy working man, riding around. She has this little electric bike and her kids are on the front, and she's just here, there, dropping them off here, dropping them off there, working. Like, she is a superhero. And the pain that she lives with every single day because she has this rheumatoid arthritis, and it was just getting absolutely unbearable for her. And I was like, let me help you, I can help you. And it's really interesting, isn't it? Because when you have these like kid, like mum friends, you don't often talk about what you do for a job, and she didn't really know what I did. And then when I started speaking about it, she's like, wow, I need that. So we've been doing a few sessions. The first one I did was remotely because she had to go away. So she was away and we did it remotely. And I could feel into, this is the incredible thing about quantum flame healing, I could feel into I could feel where there were grizzly bits. I was releasing her shoulder. I felt where the pain was. I knew where the pain was, and I knew what emotions were connected to it. And there's two ways that I do quantum flame healing. I can either do it where I'm just healing you and I'm telling you like all of the physical things, or I can tap into energies and we can talk about what the emotions are. You don't have to do that. You don't have to go through that and relive any of the past trauma or anything uncomfortable. But if you want to, sometimes I find it's really helpful for them because then they can put the pieces together and we can work it out, and then we can unpick, release, cut cords. But yeah, she's doing amazing. So we had this intense session, and after the session she was like, I don't know what's happened. My shoulders are so released, my feet are so released, etc, etc. She booked in for 4. She came to my house for the next one in the middle of the session. And this is the incredible thing about our bodies, is that our bodies know where to send the healing to. And so I was doing a physical one on her. So I was doing a mixture of quantum flame healing and quantum energy healing. So I was using the energy and I was also using the meditation. And as I was doing it, at the end, she was like, what did you do to my feet? And I was like, what? And she said, yeah, what did you do to my feet? When she came in, she's laid on the bed and her foot, because she has rheumatoid arthritis, her feet get stuck and she can't, they're not as flexible. Her foot got stuck at an angle. By the end of the session, both of her feet were like that. Love it. I love it so much. That makes me teary. Oh. But yes, other client sessions. Holly's just been on my self-worth course. I know, yeah, absolutely incredible. This is the thing, that the body knows where to send the healing. So when I do my monthly sessions and people are starting to, as it comes to the pinnacle of it, so like I'm doing one tonight and people are starting to email me, can I do this? Will I be able to do this? And like they're starting to stress out about it. And I'm like, the body knows where to send the healing. Just trust and release. Stop holding on. We're holding on to so much and it just needs to be released. And you need to just trust and allow the body to do the work. And sometimes when people don't really understand what quantum flame healing is, I explain it to them and I say, it's like we're telling your subconscious a story so that it knows where to send the healing to. Especially if we do a one-to-one session, because when we're doing a one-to-one session, we're working on specifics. So you'll be telling me what you're coming to me for. Is it, oh Holly, is it an emotion? Is it a physical thing? Is it to do with somebody else? Is it a situational thing? And we'll be talking through all of that. And then in the actual session, we will do it individually, and the body will, yeah, the body's amazing. Holly said, Linda has literally changed my life. Oh, don't make me cry, because I'm actually feeling so emotional doing this. It's really, it's really, yeah, it's amazing. That's what we do it for, isn't it? We do it to help people. So I'm gonna have to go if I start crying. Someone say something funny. Yeah. We put our heart and soul into these things. And it's just, we just want to help people. And there's so many people out there at the moment that need help. And Neve knows, because we've been talking about this, but there's all this hatred that's going on. And it's just not okay. We need more people to send love out. But yeah, sorry about that little moment. But I feel like I do need to talk about this because it's weighing so heavily on me. And I'm from a mixed race family, and it's just so scary what's happening. And the fact that people still have these horrible beliefs, it's awful. And we just need to stand together as one, and we need to send the love as one. And like, love is it. Like, love is the only way that we can resolve anything. Like, when I was in that dark place, the only way I got out of it was through love and learning to love myself and giving myself the space and the peace to be able to accept love and to be able to give love. And yeah, we are here to be the light. And that's so amazing that you said that, because that's the message that my granddad gave me the first time in that first session. The message that he gave me was, you are the light, step into the light. And it's so true, isn't it? And that's coming from like a proper Yorkshireman who apparently has no feelings. But our loved ones are with us all the time, all around us. Our angels are around us all the time. And yeah, well, I'm sorry that I just emotionally offloaded on you guys. I'm so glad that you're here. Yeah, move away from the shadows. And also, and I don't know why, but I feel like Neve's name comes into my mouth when I say this, but when you say move away from the shadows, also you have to be like, you don't bury the shadows away. You have to be aware of the shadows. Like, you have to work, almost not work through the shadows, but work with the shadows. But yeah, wow, I feel like I needed that release today. Maybe we all do. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting energy going around at the moment, isn't there? But yeah, the yeah, exactly. I do try to deliver pure love in my sessions, and the thing that I really try to do is I really try to connect with my clients. But I do think that I think this community is all the same, and we're all working towards the same thing. And maybe we all came in feeling a little bit broken, and as each one of us is using the quantum flame energy to rise up and up and up, we're bringing everyone with us. No one's going to be left behind. And if you are feeling like you are getting left behind, please reach out, because everybody is amazing. Everybody is so nice, and everybody's been through crap. Everybody has been through crap. So just reach out to anybody, because we all want to help. And I've heard a few people say, oh, do you have to be healed to be a healer and all this kind of stuff? I truly don't believe that anybody is truly healed. I think that is our journey on earth, and if you are truly healed, then you won't be on earth anymore. Like, you will ascend. Yeah. Can you talk about an early sunrise quantum session? Yes. So she goes for beautiful walks in the morning, and if I'm lucky enough, I get a picture of the sunrise in the morning from her, and I'm like, I need to come, it looks incredible. So we have spoken about, I don't know if she'll join me or if she'll just be there, but we've spoken about holding a sunrise session. So a beautiful quantum flame healing session with the sunrise. I don't know where these places are because she keeps them secret from me, but I'll go blindfolded. She can take me there, and then we'll do, if anybody's up for it, we can do it live, and we'll do a beautiful, yeah, amazing, right? The energy in the pictures that she sends are insane. So I just know that the energy will be so gorgeous. And what a lovely way to wake up, like just in your bed, look at your phone, you can see your sunrise and someone's whispering sweet words in your ear. Okay, we'll do one in September. Yes, okay, cool. So we need to work out when the sun rises. It's probably about 5 o'clock, isn't it? Which is fine by me. Although say that I have stood Orshi up every single time I've said I do it, but I will do it. If people are committed, we'll do it. Yeah, so exciting. What else shall I talk about? I've got other client sessions, but the thing is with the client sessions, the ones that I've been doing are quite personal, so I don't really like to share much of their information, even though you don't know who they are anyway. But I can share something about another lady who was on my self-worth course. She, so we did, it was 7 weeks. We worked through 7 chakras, a bit like, I think Neve's just delivered a course very similar. Yes, she is the Queen of Early Risings, crystals, yes. And we also worked with the Pillar of Self-Esteem, and we worked with Hawkins' Chart of Consciousness. So we're working through all of this kind of stuff. And then she couldn't make the last session, but she sent me this beautiful email that said that she couldn't make it because she was away, but the way that she's turning up has changed so much. And she was now, she was on the beach, and normally she would be hiding behind her towel, but she didn't. She got out in her swim costume and she was like, my body's beautiful, I'm really lucky to have this body, and she went out and did it. She had a phone call from a boss who was quite a bullying boss, and she held her boundaries, and she wasn't rude or anything like that. She was just professional, but held her boundaries and didn't let him walk all over her like he normally would because she was on holiday. And then there was some kind of connection with her son as well, and I can't remember that one. But yeah, these are, yeah, why are crystals special to me? Do you know, I keep looking at this rose quartz when I'm in this, and I feel like I really need the love today, and I feel like the collective needs the love today and at this time. Actually, I'm going to bring that in tonight. I'm going to bring in some rose quartz because I feel like it's really important. Crystals are so important to me, and I think it goes back to my grandma on my mum's side, who I call my muppy. When I was little, she was a healer, and she always had beautiful crystals in her healing room, and I was always so drawn to them. Yeah, and I've always kind of like had the little ones like squirreled away in a pocket or something, and it's just, for me, and I think, oh, I'm going to get emotional again, I think because of the stuff that I went through as a kid, they were like my security, my safety. So it's like, look, always have to have it. If I've got a crystal with me, I'm going to be okay. And I feel like it's similar to religion in a way. I don't know if I'm being blasphemous saying that, but in a way I feel like people need to believe in something, and if you believe if something's working for you, then it's working for you. It doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks or says. If you believe it works for you, then it works for you. Yeah, I bought this, did I, rose quartz? You must have needed the love, Holly. You did a meditation with rose quartz on your heart this morning, and your whole body expanded and was tingling. Wow, I love rose quartz too. And I also think that rose quartz is quite understated, because I don't want to say it's a common crystal because it's not common, but it's well known. It's a well-known crystal, and I feel like sometimes people overlook the well-known crystals, but they're well known for a reason. Like, I'm looking for my clear quartz, but it's over there. But it's like rose quartz, clear quartz, you know, the ones, amethyst, the ones that everybody has, everybody knows about, but there's a reason why. Like, rose quartz is all about the heart, about the love. It's an amazing crystal to give to friends. It's about friendship, opening your heart, being open to love. And if you put it like Neve did this morning, if you put it near your heart, you can feel it. And crystals, I didn't know this until recently, but crystals are alive. So they're organic beings, apparently. And if anybody follows Dolores Cannon, you'll know that she often talks about crystals, and she says about how the aliens power their spaceships with crystals. Like, that's how much energy is in a crystal. So yeah, crystals are super, super, like, I should have them behind me so you guys can see them, but I like to see them when I'm when I'm working. And when I work with people, I tap into their energy before a session, and I pull crystals that are associated with their energy. So my rheumatoid arthritis lady, this is the crystal that always comes up for her, which is fuchsite, or fuchsite, I don't know how you say it, but it is, look at the shine, it is absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, belief is the ultimate word, and that's what's so important with quantum flame healing as well. It's like you do have to lean into it, and you do have to put the faith in to believe, because otherwise what's the point? Like, you can be proven wrong, but why do you want to be proven wrong? Just believe and go with it and accept. You love my rocks. Yeah, I got some good rocks here. I've actually got Amy's rock that I need to send to her because she won this. I'm sure she won't mind me sharing it with you. I've just cleansed it. So that's her, that's tourmaline, that's going to go to her today. But yeah, I love rocks, and I'm quite a rock snob as well. But yeah, they have to be a certain colour, they have to be a certain grade, they have to be sourced ethically. That's super, super important to me. Yeah. It's so weird because also in quantum flame healing, as the quantum flame healers know, we also do work with candles, and my candle is seriously talking to me today. It is like whispering all kinds of things. And I've got a little trick for you if you want to try this. If you want to know if candles have energy and are trying to communicate with us, light a candle and record it on your phone, play it back and listen. Honestly, it's insane. That's my little tip of the day. What crystal is good for solar plexus for men? Oh yes, I know who you're talking about. Okay, so initially I would say citrine, but because I know who you're talking about, I think golden healer is best. He needs something that's more heart opening. I don't know, I feel like he needs more like a quartz. Golden healer is a quartz, but yeah. Are you sure it's solar plexus and not heart chakra? Anyway, I'll let you reply because I think I'm a little bit delayed. But anyway, coughing. Oh yeah, throats. It's all the throat, isn't it? So with the throat, normally you would do lapis lazuli, you know, the blue one. But recently I've been working with blue lace agate for the throat, for communication, for clear communication. But also remember, it is Mercury retrograde at the moment, so it is Mercury retrograde, and that's when lots of things from the past keep coming up, and they keep coming up. So like exes will come up, old friends will come up, old situations will come up, and they'll keep coming up and up and up to test you until you decide whether you are fully going to close the door on that or whether you want it back in your life. And also with the Lionsgate portal at the moment, there's a lot of clearing going on with the throat. So I think my throat's doing it, and I think a lot of people will be having sore throats and clearing of the throats, and maybe sinus and head problems as well. So unfortunately, that's just the energy that's happening around at the moment. And there's some breathing exercises that I'll send you some breathing exercises after, Holly, because somebody sent me some. Yeah, there's some breathing exercises that you can do to release that. But yeah, trying hard to break someone's solar plexus, it's like concrete. I think you've got to start with the heart. if they are not feeling safe, there's no way you're going to get their solar plexus open. And that's really interesting actually, because a conversation that I was having with Neve yesterday about how it's really important to start from a solid base. So Holly, like we did in our course, start from the base, and you have to have a stable base before you can work your way up there. But I do really, something's telling me that his heart has to feel safe before any of that can happen. So yeah, that's my 10 pence for today. But yeah, thank you so much guys for having me. I feel like I've talked the hind legs off a donkey. But yeah, oh, I haven't talked about my grandma. I feel like I should talk about her. So obviously when you come into the realm of quantum flame healing, it's a little bit woo, and everyone's talking about like downloads and light language and quantum and portals and all of this foreign language that you've never heard before, and archangels and spirit guides, all of that kind of stuff. But I was already quite exposed to it. So my grandma is what I would say is a glamorous hippie. She's not really a hippie, she's just a healer. She's a glamorous healer, like she's super glam. And she was a model in whatever the 60s and all that kind of stuff. And when I was little, they had this big house in the countryside with a big long winding drive, and in the summer, well, I just remember the summer, but they used to have healing days, and people would queue in their cars all around their drive and down the road to get to be seen for healing. I don't know, they must have not taken bookings, but also they didn't take money either. They took donations, they didn't take payments. And her and her team were so well renowned that word just spread, and it was just so busy all the time. There was just so many people coming and going, and me and my brother were little and just like running around like and playing outside, and these people would just keep coming in and having their healing and then going. And my dad is one example of somebody who had a healing session with them, and he, proper Yorkshireman, just like my granddad, doesn't believe in any of that, doesn't believe in astrology, doesn't believe in horoscopes, doesn't believe in anything, doesn't believe in, you know, I don't know, see a penny, pick it up, doesn't believe in any of that kind of stuff. But he was desperate because he could barely walk, and he must have been so young. He must have been under 30. And anyway, he was like, my mum was like, just try it. So he went in, he had his jeans on, which is like, you know, jeans is quite a thick material. And he went in to have this session, and he got given an operation through his clothes on his knee. He couldn't walk because of his knee. And I could hear the screaming from outside of my dad, like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then my dad came out, and he was like, oh my God, it's like he was doing an operation through my jeans, and he was like moving parts of his body through his jeans. And yeah, my dad couldn't even drive. He couldn't walk, like it was that bad. By the end of that week, he was playing five-a-side football on like a five-a-side football pitch. So that kind of stuff is just mind-blowing, because that's the energy healing that they were doing. And yeah, so I was quite used to it. My grandma is a healer, and I aspire to be like her because she's just amazing. And they used to do it by donation, so it was like, just come, we want to heal anyone, we want to help everyone and anyone, we just want to help people. And because the work that they did was so amazing, by the end of the day, this shallow wooden dish, I remember the dish so clearly, it was a shallow wooden dish with pictures of engraved flowers on, would be piled high with notes, because people were just so grateful and so thankful for all of the help that they did. And one of my grandma's friends, Ray, was a guy that we grew up with, And he used to come round and he was like a real geezer, like landing geezer. And then one day I'd come in from outside and then Ray came through, but it wasn't Ray. It was Ray's body, but instead of being like Ray, it was like Ray, and he was standing up really straight. And he looked at me, and I looked at him because I was thinking that's Ray, but that's a bit weird. And he was like, "Hello, how are you?" in this really posh, weird voice. And I was like, what the... Obviously I was about 7, so I didn't actually say that. But yes, that was Paul. So Paul, the disciple, still does this. You can look it up. I think he lives in Scarborough now. He uses Ray's body as a channel for healing. So yeah, Paul the disciple. So he's called Ray Brown. He's called Ray Brown, or is that someone famous who's called Ray White? Anyway, if you're interested, message me and I'll send you it. But yeah, so when Paul took over Ray's body, he totally changed the way he stood, changed the way he spoke. But also the reason I'm telling you this is because he was working with this little child who was in a wheelchair, totally paralysed. And he started to get this child to move their finger like that, and then their arm like that. I don't know what they're doing now, but that's what I witnessed. So this is all the power of healing, energy healing. The body is incredible and the mind is incredible. And I didn't know you didn't know any of this. I just feel like I just bang on about it all the time. But there is something that I saw the other day, and it really stuck in my mind. And it was either Gabor Mate or Deepak Chopra. I need to find out which one it was, because I'm obsessed with both of them. And they said how if we do, it must have been Deepak Chopra, if we do something with the mind and it heals something, it's like a fluke or coincidence or something else has been at play here. But if we just let the arm is broken and we just leave it for 6 weeks and the body heals itself, that's a miracle. So the body can heal itself. We don't need all of this medication, because all they just put a cast on it and leave it, and the body heals itself. The body knows where to send the healing. It's just incredible. I know, yep. Thanks, Orshi, for putting me out there. But yeah, I just think I'm just obsessed with all of this kind of stuff. So if you want to talk to me about anything to do with the body and energy and quantum and physics and science, just message me, because I am your girl. Yeah, if we can make ourselves sick, we can heal ourselves too. It's so true. It's so true. And it's like, if you don't want to do something, you can subconsciously make yourself sick. Or if your body thinks that going on holiday to this place is going to be dangerous and safe for you, then your body will make you sick. So thanks, Neve. Not everyone would say that. Yeah, so thanks guys for listening to me. It's been amazing. How lucky am I as well to have you guys on? Oh, I feel really blessed. Thank you so much. I'm sorry again about crying. I look like makeup everywhere. You would too. I would too. I don't know what that's for. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because I've been talking for nearly an hour. And you've all got lives and things to do. But that's my story. That's how I found quantum flame healing. That's how obsessed I am with it, and with energy and with healing and with love. I'm obsessed with love. It's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. So I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye, guys.